Welcome back to another live stream, everyone. I hope everyone out there is having a fantastic Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Today we got a little bit of a video from Trump. There's some other content that we might watch. Trump is currently at Camp David. So let's take a listen here. I hope everyone's having a fantastic one.
You went to the actual campus, and it's a long time ago. But
I mean, we can just go all the way back, I guess. We'll start there, right?
it's good for you to see certain aspects of Camp David. It's a very
What's up,
special place.
Emery?
But it was not, I guess the last visit was with Eisenhower, where they allowed you onto the actual campus. And it's a long time ago, but never into this room. I want to thank all of you for being here. And again, this is a cabinet meeting. It's open. We have done a lot of open cabinet meetings.
Open cabinet meetings, and you see what happens? You see what happens? All these crazy people come here. The usual suspects. What does that even mean? What's up, Mason? How you doing?
And I feel it works out very well. Everybody can ask certain questions. We'll let you talk about certain things we can't answer because they're ongoing and very important. But this is one of the most talented teams ever to serve the United States and in the United States government.
I think it's one of the most talented teams. You have a lot of smart people on this cabinet. I don't know if I can say the same thing with the last one because we had a transgender health secretary. We had Fauci, which was accused of multiple crimes and basically a genocide in the 90s. Why are you bummed out? What's wrong, Emery? What's wrong, man? Let's keep going on the video right here.
This is a talented group of people. Let's see, I'll go one after another. Yeah, there's a couple of steps, but that's okay. It's an amazing group, and America is safer and stronger and far more successful than it was 2 years ago, and I think, frankly, that it ever was. I don't think it's ever been anything like this.
Even most Democrats agree with that.
More factories and plants in this country than we've ever built before. And we're going to be, at some point, we'll be leaving this position, and we're going to leave this country in very, very good shape, better shape than it's ever been.
Yeah, the country's doing really good overall. I mean, if you think it's doing bad and you hate America, then you can just leave the country. You can just leave, Democrats. Especially if you're a certain somebody, you think Norway and Sweden is better. Oh, okay, that's funny. You're bummed out because you ran into Scotty.
When we took office, we inherited a total catastrophe. The last administration created the worst inflation in 48 years, the most dangerous and insecure border in history, and exploding trade deficits like we have never seen before.
Oh, by the way, did you guys see all those lovely illegal alien immigrants pouring into the into France? I mean, into Spain. Sorry, into Spain. Yeah, that was crazy.
Rampant crime, men and women's sports, transgender mutilation of your children.
Transgender mutilation of your children. They're trying to put transgender dolls into your kids' schools, and they're not even going to hide it. Not even going to try to hide it a little bit. Not even a little bit.
And chaos and bedlam all over the world. Other than that, they did quite a good job. In less than 18 months, we've turned around 4 years of disaster. We now have the strongest border in American history. We went from the worst border, I believe, of any country in history. 25 million people came through in 4 years. And these are people that, in many cases, you don't want. They were murderers, they were drug dealers, they were people that you do not want. But now we have the strongest border.
Come on, Democrats love illegal alien immigrants. They want more of them. That's exactly what they're begging for. Why don't we just send all the illegal alien immigrants to every single Democrat's house? We can have 20, 30, 40 of them in one room. They're used to that anyway, the illegals.
In American history, and for the last 15 months, the report just came out again.
I can trade for you.
How?
Oh, I got a freaking upgrade to my YouTube Premium again. It just expired. And I don't even know why I didn't renew, to be honest with y'all. But let's read the chat. Let's read the chat. Can y'all even see the chat? Yeah, y'all should. Oh, wait, you can't even see the chat. Rip. Hello. What's up, everyone? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope everyone's doing good.
Recorded. to the lowest in 125 years. That goes back to, think of it, it goes back to 1900. Lowest murder rate in the history of our country. So that's something. Today, I just want to mention that we heard in Minnesota there was a cyber attack, and they blame it on Iran. I don't think so. I blame it on Minnesota because they're grossly incompetent. There was a cyber attack of 30 water plants, and I would blame it on Minnesota and the governor, the corrupt governor of Minnesota. They like to say, oh, it was Iran. Iran should be so lucky. Iran's got bigger problems than worrying about Minnesota. This month it was announced that inflation is dropping at the fastest rate in more than 6 years. Walmart, Sam's Club, Giant Eagle, and others are slashing prices by hundreds of grocery stores. And
that actually is very true. Walmart is slashing prices, and I'm a big critique of Walmart. I always say they raise their prices no matter what because people have this perception of Walmart. What's up, KG? I'm not going to be reading every single chat this time. I'm watching some videos, brother, but I'll try to keep up with you, man. But get those likes up, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. But no, prices have gone definitely down as far as the supermarkets, as far as Walmart. I don't shop at Walmart. First off, I don't think their goods are really good quality. Second off, their prices are overinflated. Third off, they blame whoever's in office for their prices. They say, oh, Trump. You don't even blame Biden, but they mostly like to blame Trump. But they'll blame anyone and just steal from you. Yes, prices are literally down. You can Google it yourself. Did Walmart lower prices? Yes, they did lower prices in the last month. Sorry you can't keep up.
All of the stores, I mean,
it was literally all over the news.
Something that you haven't seen for a long time since my last administration. The stock market has set 73 all-time record highs since the election. That means all-time record highs.
Oh, you sent the chat.
73 days out of a very short period of time. And the typical 401k is up by more than $30,000. And when you think of that, if you add another $1,000 to it, it will be, we set the record in the last administration, a record still standing. This administration is going to blow my last administration away. When the factories that we're building at record, and we're not building them, all over the world they're building. They're coming from all over the world. They're coming from Germany with the cars. They're coming from Germany. They're coming from Japan, South Korea, Canada, Mexico. From all over the world, they're building auto plants here because otherwise they have to pay tariffs. The tariffs have made our country rich and successful. And all of this, I mean, I'd like to say it was the election. On November 5th, it was the election, and that's fine. But without the election, you wouldn't have what I've done economically. So we have the most successful environment that we've ever had. There's never been.
I 100% believe that. I 100% believe that. For the welfare babies, it's not a good time to be around. But for the hardworking American, it's a great time to be around. Make sure you get those likes up, guys. Subscribe. We're only about 12 subscribers away from 36,000 subscribers. Likes up, subscribers up, and prices way down. God bless America.
Anything like it from the standpoint of investment into our country. It's 5 to 6 times.
Oh, not to mention, I forgot to brag again. These people right here, the White House staff posted me yesterday on their TikTok. So big shout out to the White House for posting your boy on the White House TikTok. I got posted on the White House TikTok. The White House seen my content before. The White House staffers seen my content before. So get those likes up, brother. Get those likes up. And if you're curious about the video, it's the recent TikTok on their page that says not all heroes wear capes, and they put me on there. They put me on there. Not all heroes wear capes, and they put your boy. They put your boy up there. And also I posted it here on YouTube if you want to check it out too. Euro, let's talk in WhatsApp after you have time. I don't want to intervene, but I want to share and talk about stuff. It's your Discord channels, and I came and joined with your invitation. Listen, brother, as far as that goes, I cannot stop people from, making comments. If people have their opinions, you can have your opinions. I'm not planning on kicking anyone out of the Discord, okay? I'm not going to side with any one side of people, brother. There's other people on there that you can, talk with, and there's some people on there that probably don't want to talk with you. I can say the same thing for Democrats, Trump supporters, lefties. ICE is unaliving all the criminals. Thank you, ICE, for sending everyone 6 feet under. That is a criminal. Thank you, Renee Good, criminal. Alex Preddy, criminal. Trump for life. I'm all with you, brother. God bless. God bless America. God bless the United States of America. God bless the White House.
Higher than anybody has ever seen, than any other country, not just us, has ever had. On July 4th, we launched Trump accounts, a key provision of our great, big, beautiful bill. And these tax-free investment savings accounts have already been activated by over
First president to create assets for people to get wealthy. And at least in the last 30, 40 years, this president opened up a fantastic account for your child. A fantastic account for all the newborns. $1,000 in there. You got your Trump account. Cats or dogs? Well, I'm allergic to cats, so I prefer dogs.
7 million children. These are investments made in our future, which is our children. Our children are the most important aspect of our future, with more being added each day. So it's a tremendous hit. Over 7 million, and really just got going, I would say, Scott, about 2 weeks ago when it was we got the final approvals. And
Democrats think people just magically get wealthy by stealing money. It's hilarious. Democrats don't understand anything about money or wealth, at least the majority of them. Democrats, you need Scotty to teach you about money. All you Democrats out there, there's only one Democrat that can save your day, and it's Scotty. But first you'll have to get off welfare if you want to start saving to your IRA. So Scotty, get to work on that. If I shared on the Turkish president video, I would flex that all my life. White House is watching. That is crazy, bro. That is crazy. I am going to flex that all my life. I'm going to be 90 years old. Even if I never get to go to the White House and meet the president, even if they never post me again, even if I don't get anything else, I'll be 90 years old and saying, yeah, when I was 25 years old, the White House posted me on their social media page. That's more than most people can say for their entire life.
We have over 7 million. Actually, there's never been anything quite like that. But millions of accounts are pre-funded with $1,000 from the U.S. Treasury or generous gifts from private donors like Michael and Susan Dell and others who have given billions of dollars. Billions. People are putting up hundreds of millions and billions of dollars into it and buying really a great future for children. When they turn 18 or when they turn 21, instead of having no hope, no future, they will end up with hundreds of thousands of dollars and maybe even more than that. So it's going to be something to see. With modest additional contributions, they'll grow by numbers that should be.
Hey, thank you, man. I don't care what the Democrats say. That's not a flex. That's not a flex. Democrats, name one single powerful government that has ever even recognized you, because the United States government, the White House, has recognized me. Everyone hating on it, saying it doesn't matter, is just insignificant. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to stay humble, but y'all making it extra hard. It's because Democrats want me to flex on them. That's why.
Could be over $200,000. We're looking at the timeline. I wish we had an economy like we have now, with the stock markets going up, but they will benefit by our country being successful. We're going to get.
Oh yeah, the stock market is way up today. I'm sure. As much as Scotty doesn't like Donald J. Trump, I'm sure his Roth IRA and his stock market portfolio really likes the Don.
Every child a head start on the American dream. So go to TrumpAccounts.gov. They're really something. The whole world's talking about it, and it's far ahead of schedule. Nobody thought it would be as successful as it's been, but it should be. It should be. And we start them off with $1,000, and this was part of the great big beautiful bill. With my most favored nation policy, you could say this is even a bigger thing, if that's possible. On drug prices, we're achieving record discounts on prescription drugs. The prescription drugs were going through the roof for many years, and now we're getting record discounts with price differences of.
Whenever the stock market goes up, the bonds go down. The bonds are mostly related to the stock market and also to the interest rate as well.
300, 400, 500, 600%. Nobody's ever heard of a thing like that. And what this is all about is that we were the highest.
What's up,
we
Tom?
had the highest prices anywhere in the world by far. Most expensive drugs, prescription drugs, and others. The highest in the world. The whole world was laughing at us. We paid for the rest of the world. We subsidized the whole world. And I said, we're not going to do that. And I started it in the first administration. I took it up. Obviously, Biden wasn't able to do anything about it because you had to get the consent of the drug companies, and you had to get the consent. More difficult would be the consent of other nations. The other nations had to agree, but they were paying a fraction, sometimes 10%, 20%.
1,400 new veteran truck drivers? Wow, shout out to the 1,400 new veteran truck drivers. I'm sure y'all were able to get that job once we fired about, I think we fired about 15,000 illegal alien immigrant truck drivers, somewhere in there. It was in the multitude of the thousands we fired. Because guess what? If you weren't born here, you don't have a citizenship and no visa, gotta go back to wherever you came from.
20%, 40%, 70% less. So I had to call them and I had to get them on, and I said, if you don't do it, we're going to have to charge you tariffs. And they all said no at first, very politely said, sir, we can't do that. We're not going to double our prices. They had to double their prices, and in some cases triple their price, and we would come down. So a pill that sold for $10 in Germany would sell for $130 in New York. Same pill from the same company, the same factory, the same plant, same laboratory. From $10, and we pay $130. I say no.
Yeah, this is the only country in the world where poor people are fat and on Ozempic. Only country in the world where poor people are fat and they're on Ozempic. God bless America.
No, now the world is a bigger place, so it's not as bad as it sounds for them. So they went up to 20, and we came down to 20. So we now have the lowest drug prices anywhere in the world. We're tied with the lowest. But
Why are you hearing an African cricket ceiling? That's a great question. I think that's coming from upstairs.
we're basically its favored nation. So
Hold on, let me
the lowest drug prices anywhere in the world, from the highest.
let me send a
drug
message
prices
to my
anywhere
woman and maybe she can, fix that shit. Hold on.
in the world. Now, what that does for your health care, I mean, I see these fake polls where the Democrats have wonderful numbers on this stuff, and they are horrible what they've done. Obamacare is a total disaster. It's a costly wreck. It's unaffordable. We call it the Unaffordable Care Act. It's a disgrace. They never even thought of being able to do something like this. They didn't even try. They didn't even try. So I got the drug companies first, and then I got the countries. And the drug companies agreed because they knew the countries wouldn't agree. And when I called Germany, France, when I called the UK, when I called all of these countries, I said, you got to do it. It's unfair. We're paying 10 times more than you're paying for the same drug. You can't do this. And they said, well, wait.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me see where the hell that freaking noise is coming from. All my smoke detectors, I changed them. I just keep hearing a beeping noise. I don't know where.
We're not going to do that because we're going to have to double our price in order to make you happy. I said, no, maybe you're going to have to triple your price. They said, well, we can't do it. I said, that's all right. You can't do it, then I can't do something also. And I'm going to charge you very substantial tariffs, which
Is
are
it
far
making noise?
more than we're talking about. And they all said, we'd love to do it. We would love to do it. It would be our great honor to do it. So nobody else.
No, I am not black. I do not know why it is beeping. That's actually a really funny joke. I think that's hilarious, but
would do this. This would have never happened. So your drug prices have gone down by numbers not even thinkable. My first term, I had the privilege of having lower drug prices from the beginning of the year till the end for the first time in
if it keeps beeping, you can unplug it and put it outside of the house.
28 years, you remember. And I called a news conference to announce it. So the year it ended, and I was turned out 1/8 of a percent. 1/8 of a percent. Little tiny this much. It went down that much during 1 year.
Listen, guys, I promise I'm not black. I'm not the first black Slav. Give me a break.
First time in 28 years it went down. It was always like this, just up, more expensive. And I called a news conference. I was so proud of myself. And
That's the thing. It literally is unplugged with no batteries in it. Why is it still beeping?
I said, ladies and gentlemen, the first time in 28 years drug prices have gone down from January till the end of December.
Yep, fat people can finally get their Ozempic. Y'all can finally get your Ozempic. Are you happy? Are you happy?
I want to just congratulate everybody for being a part of this wonderful experiment. And 1/8 of a point now, we're talking about 400, 500, 600% coming down. We pay the lowest drug prices anywhere in the world from the highest. So, and I'll say it again and again.
Tilted had African ceiling crickets. Do you happen to like watermelon? Yeah, I
Because the
do.
press doesn't want to report it. The fake news doesn't want to report it. They don't want to talk about it. What that does for healthcare, Bobby, is unbelievable because medicine is a big part of healthcare. So I wish that people would understand that, and I hope they're going to vote for us in the midterms because you'll see some stuff that will be horrible because they can blow it very fast if they don't know what they're doing. So your drug prices are great. I saw Spain yesterday, and I watched.
Oh my God. If you saw what happened in Spain, how can you like illegal alien immigrants? How can you like illegal alien immigrants if you saw what happened to Spain yesterday? Are you guys mental? Did you see what happened to Spain? Did you see all those Muslims flooding into Spain? Where were the women and children? Where were these innocent women and children that these Democrats talk about when they say, oh, it's just innocent women and children coming across the border illegally? Since when? Since when? I've never seen mostly women and children. I didn't see a single woman and children when I posted that video this morning. We have the highest obesity rates in Europe, 35% and 58% being overweight. Euro is not black. He is Turkish or an honorary Turkish. I don't think I'm Turkish, but I'll take the honorary Turkish. Sure. Spain in Africa? No, Spain is not in Africa, moron. Spain is Europe.
The catastrophe that took place. It looks like an invasion of a country by hundreds of thousands of people. And that same
Stop asking me questions about Spain. I lived there for almost 2 years, a little bit over a year and some months and some change. Don't ask me no stupid questions about Spain. I lived in Barcelona, for crying out loud. We have another crusade on our hands. What's up, Drewby? I'm all with you, brother. Make sure you like if you're just joining in, though, guys. Get those likes way up there. We almost got 200 people and only 30 likes. Come on, guys. Show some love to your boy. We almost got 36,000 subscribers.
thing's going to happen to us if the Republicans don't get elected, except worse. Much bigger, much easier to get into, despite the fact that we have built thousands of miles of wall.
Cetia is Spain, brother. It's Spain.
Which I said we were going to do, but we didn't have that, forget it. But we have the safest border in the world. If we're not in office, our country will be invaded at levels that made Spain look small time. And when
That is absolutely terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. He said if we let our borders be open, we're going to get invaded worse than Spain. We're going to get invaded worse than Spain? Guys, we're only 5 more subscribers away. We're only 5 more subscribers away from 36,000. So can we please get up to 36,000? As a man of color, I offer honorary black card use as well. Wow, I got 2 race cards today. I got the Turkish card and I got the black card. I'm a biracial man. I am a biracial man. I'm the whitest biracial YouTube streamer on this app. They are returning to their homeland of Spain where they are kicked out after the Spanish Inquisition. It's not their homeland, brother. The Moors took over Spain. The North Africans invaded Spain and then they got pushed out because they're nothing but invaders. That's what the Muslims are. That's what the Muslim history is. The Ottoman Empire, the Moors, the North Africans, all they've ever done is invade, colonize, and steal land. And you know what? I'm not even gonna say that's my problem, because people are just gonna say, well, you're white. You colonized too. Your ancestors were colonizers. Okay, sure, but the difference is my ancestors didn't get pushed out. We own that land to this day. The United States is ours. Canada is ours. Europe is ours. It does not belong to the North African Muslims or to the Ottoman Empire.
I said, I'm going to say it because I knew you were going to be at Camp David. I say, that's going to be a talking point for the midterms. Because when you look at what happened to Spain, they don't know what to do. And it's happening again today. They're coming in by the tens of thousands. They're just invading the country. And what that is weak law, bad management, but very liberal law. They passed a couple of laws, and people read. You know, people are smart. They read from other countries, and they swam that 3-mile swim, or however they got in, but nobody's seen anything like it. That will look good compared to what's going to happen to the United States. The biggest thing, the worst thing that Biden did is allowing 25 million people into our country, because many of those people are criminals.
There could be upwards of 40 to 50, even to 100 million illegal alien immigrants in this country. Who the hell knows?
They're murderers. A lot of them. 11,888. A lot of them are gone now. We got them out. But they allowed people to come into this country that you can't allow to come into a country. We're also making an unprecedented investment in the United States Armed Forces.
Keep subscribing, guys. We just need 3 more subscribers until we get to 36,000. So show your boys some love. It's free to like and subscribe, guys.
Where we're doing great. And we rebuilt the armed forces. We rebuilt our military in my first term. But we are doing great with our military. They spent a lot of money in our military. They gave away $300 billion worth of ammo and everything else in Biden's term. But we're building it up fast, and we just have a great military. That's all there is to it. But we rebuilt it
Illegal alien immigrants do not contribute a lot to the economy. Scott, you've already conceded to the fact if you count the education costs for the illegal alien immigrants or their children, that they are a net negative by far. It's not even close. So don't even try to argue with me again. I have the video footage. You literally said, well, if you count their children and the total cost with everything, then they are a net negative, I guess. Yeah, that was you, buddy. That was you.
In my first term. And we're using it in my second term with Venezuela and other places, and Iran now. Iran is doing very poorly, just in case you read incorrect stories. They're doing very, very poorly. They're having a hard time. They've been very dishonest. They've been very dishonorable to deal with. But that makes no difference. They're doing very, very poorly. We're also making that investment and looking forward to getting, Pete, $1.5 trillion next year. And people see now how important it is. We want to keep a safe country. We have to keep a safe country. And the good news is all of that equipment is made in the USA.
Prueba ya la nueva fórmula de nuestra...
I forgot to do that. I forgot to update my freaking YouTube Premium. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. And why the hell am I getting ads that aren't even in English? That doesn't make any damn sense. I don't speak any Spanish. W Trump? Hell yeah, W Trump. Focus on the video. I'm not playing the damn clip. I'm just trying to figure out. Hold on, boys. Hold on, boys. Hold on. All right, we got this back up now. We got this back up, chat. Need to update my YouTube Premium today so we can watch some more videos.
We're partners with Venezuela now, taking out tens of millions of barrels of oil and going to Houston.
Immigrants, benefits, maybe they'll self-deport. Yeah, if illegal alien immigrants want to benefit us, maybe they'll just self-deport, right? Am I right or am I right? Isn't our invasions, our conquest, is Turkey's today stolen land in your point of view? I don't care about stolen land. I already said that. Whoever can take the land owns the land. But once they take the land, the other person ain't allowed to come back. That's a legal alien invasion. That's a legal alien invasion. The Turks can have their land. Spain should be able to have their land. France should be able to have their land. Italy, America, everywhere should be able to have their land and defend it. The only problem is people don't want to defend their land nowadays.
Going to Alaska, going to Louisiana, going to different places for refineries, and it's been very much amazing. The administration has done more in 18 months than most administrations have done in 8 years if you had a two-termer. We've done more in 18 months than anyone's ever seen before. Nobody's ever seen. This is the golden age of America. And we have a war that's going on. I guess you call it a war. Maybe I call it a military operation, because they have no Navy. It's been obliterated. Their Air Force has been obliterated. They have no planes. Their missiles have been largely, they have some left. They have some, but they have far fewer than they had 4 or 5 months ago. Their manufacturing capacity is almost gone. The drone capacity is almost gone. There are very few, but they have some. If they have one, that's too many as far as I'm concerned. But we've done an amazing job with Venezuela. We've done an amazing job here. We're in there for 5 months, and I know people like to say, because we did a much bigger job, much more important job than we originally anticipated. So we're in there for 5 months, and if you look at Vietnam, they were in there for 20 years. You look at Afghanistan, they were in there for many years. You look at any one of the wars, Korea, any one of them, they're in there for many years. We're in for 5 months, and we have obliterated their military capacity. Again, they've got some left, but soon they won't have some left. So I just want to thank everybody around this table. You've been very special.
The only problem with that phrase, no one is illegal on stolen land, is that Native Americans didn't have a concept of property rights. They had no concept of property rights. It can't even be stolen if they never had any property rights to begin with. Never had any property rights to begin with. What can I tell you? Pretty much all I gotta say. But make sure you like, subscribe. If you want to show some love, it's Friday. Drop some super chats, drop some memberships. And make sure you guys subscribe. It's free. Spain has fallen when Spain denied the U.S. to refuel. I mean, they were fallen way before that. But don't even get me started with Spain. I really, it's really sad because their country really is beautiful. It's just the people they let in are fucking monsters. Absolute monsters. I can tell you story after story after story after story. Join the Discord, though, if you want to debate.
So I want to thank a lot of the media people, because many of you have been very, very fair. That's one of the reasons you're here, frankly. But you've been very fair. You've covered me this time, much more fairly, I think, than the first term. The first term was a great success. We had the greatest economy in history in the first term, and this term is going to blow it away.
Yes, Google search it yourself. Native Americans had no concept of land ownership. Native Americans were savages. They were doing baby sacrifice. They were warring with other tribes. They couldn't get along with the tribes. These people were super savages. We're not just going to sit here and act like Native Americans were Pocahontas. That's just a dream. That's a figment of your imagination. These people were pure savages. Probably U.S. strikes couldn't take out missile silos, nuclear sites deep down. Yes, we can. We have something called bunker busters. Bunker busters, I'm not sure how deep they can go underground, but bunker busters can go way underground. Way underground. So yeah, we can take stuff out underground too.
I think this term is going to actually blow it away. So it's an honor to have you, and I'd like to ask our great Vice President, J.D. Vance, to say a few words, followed by Marco and Pete and Scott and Bobby Kennedy. Okay? Thank you very much, everybody. Please, J.D.
Well, great. Thanks, Mr. President. First of all, thanks for having us at this historical and beautiful place. And it's an honor to be on the team, an honor to be able to work on.
I was like, that sounds like J.D. Vance, but where the hell is he? Where the hell is he? He's right here in the corner. Now I see him.
Fraud, which is what I want to talk about today, though I know we have a lot of things going on. This has been an amazing team, from Kelly Loeffler at SBA to Doug at the VA to Todd and Bobby Kennedy. This really has required a whole of administration approach to try to tackle fraud. There are a few things that I want to talk about and celebrate. The first is that,
by the way, the majority of Native Americans died from diseases, so you might want to pick up a history book. Over 2 million Native Americans died from disease.
that just since the beginning of the fraud task force that I started under the president's leadership and direction, we have identified 200.
Hey, J Money sent me a watermelon for Palestine. J Money, you're sending watermelons for Palestine? Is that what it is? Because you know we're not on that wave, man. We're not on that free Palestine wave. But I think that's what that watermelon represents. I didn't realize that watermelon was a Palestinian thing, but then I kept noticing all these free Palestine things of these little children eating watermelon. I don't know. But get those likes up, guys. Subscribe. We might honestly have to break this into a 2-part series. Trump didn't rig anything. Trump didn't rig anything. That's what I'm talking about. Here we go. Get the likes up, guys. Get the likes up.
Dollars of fraud that's being perpetrated against the American people, and we have halted already $56 billion of that. It's sometimes hard once the money is already gone.
I heard they sell Palestine for free. What's up, Surf? How you doing, brother? Yeah, no, I heard they sell it for free. I mean, I've seen lots of videos of Gazans getting fat as fuck recently. I've seen the pictures of the grocery stores, the videos of the grocery stores. They're getting fat. There ain't no genocide going on. Not to mention, Hamas, the people leading Palestine, literally came out 2 days ago and said that we admitted the entire time we've been the ones stealing the Palestinians' food. The leader, Shabbat, brother, Shabbat Shalom, happy Shabbat. They pretty much came out and admitted to the fact that they're the ones stealing the food. Who would have thought the terrorists were stealing the food the entire time? I've been telling y'all this, and you've just been screaming at me saying there's no proof. Terrorists would never steal any food from their citizens. Turns out that's a lie. Hey, that's real patriotic, J Money. That's something American right there. The bald eagle. That's pushing away a little bit from the Palestinians. I agree with you. Nope, such place called Palestine.
Gone out the door, it's hard to get it back. But stopping it from going out the door is how we save the American people $56 billion. And of course, we're going to keep on working on that. Just today, Mr. President, we will announce 17 new.
Don't be sending no Fs.
New anti-fraud actions that will total about $1/3 billion, and that's added to the $230 billion.
Genocide. All you chicken eaters genocide more than America did in the Middle East. Yeah, that's very true. The radical Islamists, they unalived way more people. Way more people. I think Muslims throughout their history have killed like between 10 and 30 million people. Jews have unalived around 300,000 to 400,000. And America has done even way more than that. So, well, probably around 1 million or 2 million if I had to guess for America. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head on how many we took out, but it was definitely quite a bit. JDM bombs range between $20,000 up to $70,000. Guiding kits and weight of the bombs changed. There was a risk of hunger in Palestine back some time ago. No, the only time there was ever a risk of, there was really never a risk of hunger in Palestine. I mean, there's enough food from all around the Middle East. I mean, Israel had 40,000 metric pounds of food, literally waiting right outside of Gaza, and they would not allow it to enter for whatever reason, but the Palestinian Authority was not wanting the food to come in, and they were having conflicts back and forth. But I never heard of a genocide in history where the population grows, and I've never heard of a genocide where the country genociding you gives you food. I've never heard of a country giving their enemies food in a quote-unquote genocide. No, you don't even know how to spell fascist. That's how I know you're not a Democrat, J Money. That's how I know you're not a Democrat.
That we've already uncovered. And I want to just talk for the benefit of the American.
There is a risk of hunger in Africa. I don't see you care because there are no Jews involved. Yup. Oh, it's always Gaza, Gaza, Gaza. Hunger in Palestine. They don't give a damn about Africa. Or they don't care about Sudan. They don't care about Africa. It's crazy.
American people about why do we care so much about this? Because what I always try to remind people is that fraud has two victims. So to give one concrete example, there is a program that is administered by Medicaid, and that program ensures that low-income moms and low-income babies have access to neonatal care. Now, I think most Americans probably share my view that this is one of the great things about the United States of America, that if we see a baby and we see a young mother that requires help, we help our fellow Americans. That's a good thing. It's something that we should be proud of. And yet, there is a program that has defrauded the moms and the babies who benefit from these. You've gotten people who've gotten rich by setting up false companies that are providing false services.
What's up? We got Israel in the building. Shalom Shabbat, brother. I hope you have a good Shabbat. I'm tripping over my words a little bit today. But I did smash my foot into the wall pretty hard on accident last night, and it's not exactly looking good. I have seen Turkish flagged aid packages on Kid Carrying It, and I felt happy because Scotty and I joining a Discord chat. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen any aid to Palestine come from Turkey ever in my life. But, I don't know. Maybe you can send me an article about it.
So who loses in that equation?
Look, it's
Number
the
one, of
dawn.
course, is the American taxpayer that is $230 billion poorer because of the fraud that this country has let go on. But I actually think most importantly is that we've seen that program run out of money. So we've seen moms and babies unable to access the health care that they need because the fraudsters have gotten rich. That is a disgrace. And until the president ordered us to stop it, no one was doing anything about it. So we've made a lot of progress, Mr. President, in just under a year. But we're going to keep on working at it because we believe the American people deserve to have their money spent as you and the Congress have directed it.
There's big numbers you're finding, tremendous numbers. They look like Elliot Ness. Does anybody know who Elliot? They look like that group of people you have lined up behind you. They're doing a great job.
Yes, sir.
Billions, think of not.
J Money, stop with those makeup brushes. Don't be sending any weird gifts. If you're going to send a gift, send something funny. Send something, I don't know, J Money, enough with the damn makeup brushes.
Not millions, billions.
Enough with the makeup brushes.
Recovered. Billions.
Somebody else drop some other better gifts or super chats or something so I don't have to see all these damn makeup brushes.
And you haven't seen anything yet. We have things happening that people aren't going to believe. The level of corruption and fraud that took place under the Biden administration was unprecedented. And Minnesota, California, Maine, believe it or not. You think of Maine as this wonderful place.
Yep.
It's the level of corruption is incredible, all over. So, great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, please.
Oh, my turn. Well, first of all, thank you for bringing us out here. I got the chance to drive for the first time in a year and a half, which is it was fun. It was great. And so just a couple points that we all know. We followed in the news, obviously, the events in the Middle East, and others here can talk about that. Not that they're not important, but there's some other issues happening around the world, Mr. President, that you've shown great leadership in that have not gotten nearly as much attention. I think they deserve to mention today. The first is the International Criminal Court is an illegitimate international organization that, frankly, illegitimate. They make themselves illegitimate because they claim that even if you're not a member of that court, they can come after you. And what that literally means in the future is that American servicemen, political leaders, and others could find themselves under indictment by this International Criminal Court. If you want to know a little bit about it, Jack Smith used to work there. These are the people that think they can go on and basically indict any world leader and haul them into The Hague. So we tried to get them to reform and listen to us. They wouldn't do it. They're very arrogant. We've now begun an effort to really try to bring that court to heel.
By the way, there's no information that they're after me. It could happen. Just so you know. Just keep talking about it.
They're always after the president. Because Aragon is an Islamist Georgian. I don't know if I'm sure he's part Georgian. And ethnicity, he doesn't care about the Turks concentration camps in China. Nationalists in Turkey want action. What do you expect to do to China? Turkey cannot fight against China. Y'all are going to get crushed in 2 seconds. Not to mention, why would Muslims even show up to China thinking that they can just be Muslim and do whatever they want and that it's a free country? China doesn't want to put up with Muslim as extremists. That's why they're doing what they're doing. I'm not saying it's right. It's probably wrong. But at the end of the day, I mean, can you blame them? I can't. 10 years ago, the Turkey sent us a ship full of IHH terrorists. Yeah, Turkey and Israel really don't have a good relationship in any which manner whatsoever. And that's for obvious reasons. Radical Islamic countries versus, Jewish countries or Christian countries are probably not going to get along. We already know what the Quran says about the Jews and the Christians, and it's nothing good.
That means that maybe he's not trying to defend me. He is trying to defend Bibi and various other people. But there are many people that shouldn't be looked at that way. But there is no indication that I'm one of them at this moment.
Well, and I actually think the people who are in biggest danger in our system are servicemen, people in uniform. But they'll try to go out for the rest of their lives. Will not be able to travel anywhere in the world.
One hell of a combo, J Money.
Imagine,
J Money, I can't even keep up with how many jewels you sent. That's at least a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand jewels.
You're a soldier, you fought in a war, and 20 years later they try to come grab you. So this is a big problem. So we've had dozens of countries already join us in this effort since we started 2 weeks ago. 5.
Listen, if you think I'm dumb, if you think you're smarter than MAGA, come join the Discord and come debate. Have a good, honest conversation. Have a good faith debate. And let's watch who gets embarrassed first because they don't know what they're talking about. Probably you, Democrats. Probably you.
Countries have already quit the ICC and notified them that they're leaving, and we think there'll be more. The second thing is we had an unprecedented ministerial. 60 countries came to Washington, and we're a part of an effort where we were shedding light on far-left terrorism and violence. The bomb goes off somewhere and it's tied to some right-wing group or what I don't consider neo-Nazis right-wing, I consider them Nazis, right? But you're going to get a lot of attention on that. But if it's a leftist group, an Antifa group, they get no coverage, or they ignore the ideological spin and the ideological reason behind it.
Yeah, they'll ignore the left-wing terrorists. They'll ignore, people that support Hamas or, communism or Antifa or one of those people, one of those terrorist organizations. But they'll say, look at the conservative Nazis. What conservative Nazis? When was the last, can you name the last time a KKK member, a KKK member did any kind of violence towards a black man or shot at a black man or anything like that? I bet you can't. That's because it's not a problem in America anymore. Look, Trump to fall asleep again. Oh yeah, we got Trump asleep. We got Marco Rubio asleep. And look, even Pete Hegseth is asleep. They're all asleep. No, they aren't asleep. But this is what the media does. They'll freeze frame it right here. They'll lie to you guys and they'll say, look, they're sleeping. All 3 of them, they're sleeping together. They must be taking drugs. They're sleeping. That's exactly what CNN and all these other MSNBC does. But let me read these two. Let me read this other one. Islamics don't care about Muslim Uighur Turks in China compared to Palestinians. They don't even care. That's true. That's the hypocrisy of Muslims. Well, I mean, all Muslim lives are not equal to all Muslims. I mean, that's just what I can say there. There's different types of Islamists. There's different types of Muslims, whatever you want to call it. Trump ain't sleeping though.
So we got 60 countries came up here and hopefully creating a strong coalition to go after far left violent terrorism. Go after it and call it by name. And I think we're building a very strong coalition there. We've had some successes in the Middle East, Mr. President. As you know, in the diplomatic front, the deal with Lebanon and Israel is unprecedented. President Ayoun was here a week ago. I think that was the first visit by a Lebanese president in over 30 some odd years. In fact, this is the first time the Israelis and the Lebanese government have spoken at the official level in close to 30 years. And that was thanks to your leadership. A lot of work to be done to keep that peace and build on it, but it's a real achievable. And of course, as you announced last night, Mr. President, this disarmament deal that you brought about with Steve and Jared's work on Hamas is another big step as well. It's something a lot of people thought would never happen. It needs to happen, but the fact they've even agreed to it is a real.
Illegal alien immigrants don't even have a high school education. And if you're talking about regular immigrants, that kind of offends the fuck out of me because I'm an immigrant. I've lived in 3 different countries. So when you call illegal alien immigrant criminal bastards immigrants, that offends actual immigrants like myself, you dumb piece of liberal whatever.
Achievable. Last point is on the Western Hemisphere. For the first time in 15, 20 years, the overwhelming majority...
How ironic is it? How ironic is it that the people that hate America could never in a million years, not even in their wildest dream, hope to save up $1,000 to fly out of America and go to another country? Not even a million years.
The countries in the Western Hemisphere are now led by pro-American leaders and pro-American governments. It's an extraordinary achievement, all of it happening through virtually every election that's happened in the Western Hemisphere since you were elected president has elected someone who is pro-American. And I think this is an incredible situation. And last but not least, and I have to thank a number of agencies here, particularly the Department of War.
Scott, you better calm the fuck down with those comments if you want to be a moderator in this
36
YouTube
hours,
section.
The full force of the American government was on the ground providing humanitarian assistance. It was a sight to behold. The USS Ford, I think, was in their port. Our Marines and armed service personnel were helping run their airport and their tower. It is one of the fastest, most dramatic, and most effective humanitarian responses, certainly in recent history, if not ever. And they came at the direction of the president. In fact, within an hour of that earthquake hitting, I remember because I was overseas, the president called and said, make sure we go in there and help these people recover from this. And we did. And thanks to your leadership, Mr. President. It's a great story. Enough needs to be told about it because the credit goes to so many agencies represented here today, but really the Department of War's effort was phenomenal. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. And just before we continue, I want to just congratulate Jay Clayton. He's with us today, as you know. He's had a big victory. He's going to do a fantastic job. He's only done a face.
Wow, we got the whole team here. Guys.
His whole life has been about doing a fantastic job. So congratulations.
This ain't a Katy Perry song. You can't be yes and no, up and down. You can't be an illegal alien immigrant trying to say that you're getting freedom or whatnot. Let's see, what did Scotty say? And then what did the super chat say? I'm trying to get some comments to get the help build transactions. It's a business move. Yeah, sure. It's also because Muslims believed Muhammad rose to heaven from Jerusalem and that they were the first direction of prayer instead of later black box Kabbalah. No, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but whatever you just said sounds pretty fucking anti-Semitic to me. Muhammad wasn't even alive when Judaism started. That's why it's a holy city, probably also Jesus. Yeah, honestly, I think us Christians and Jews need to take back Jerusalem. No more Eastern Jerusalem, no more Muslim Jerusalem. We need to take that shit back. Forget Gaza. I want the IDF to storm East Jerusalem. Take the whole damn thing back for us. Please, no more Muslims in that area. They can move to Gaza.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, for the invitation, the opportunity to be here. It's an honor for the War Department to help run this facility, also from the food to the fence line. It's an honor to have you, and it's great Americans here and all around the country and all around the world who are the core of what keep us safe. But in order to do that, you have to have a leader that's willing to put them in a position to do it. And that's my takeaway, Mr. President, is sort of 3 points. One, it takes courage. 2, it takes restoring a spirit, which you have done. And 3rd, it takes investment, and not just an investment, but a generational investment. And I think people miss that. The courage it takes to seal the border, to say we're going to do it, and we're going to do it every single day, and we're going to do it on behalf of the American people. The courage to bomb the Houthis and say we will maintain freedom of navigation. I wonder why they're not involved in this conflict, the Houthis.
If you're a native or fluent
Oh, here we go. They're listening to me. They're listening to us. They want us to talk about natives. Natives. Well, at the end of the day, I am a Native American. Oh shit, what just happened? Where the hell? Okay, I thought the whole freaking stream closed for a second. They got freaking Nightbot on here? They're really using Nightbot? That's wild.
Cartel coalition with all those friendly governments that Marco talked about who want to be shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, Heek Seth is definitely drunk. What did I say that was anti-Semitic? Something about Kabbalah magic or something? I don't know, honestly. I'm not Jewish, bro. It's just stuff goes right over my head sometimes. I don't know if it's anti-Semitic or not, okay? I do not practice Judaism. I'm not 100% sure if that was an anti-Semitic comment. But that was more or less kind of bordering on it. I don't know. No comment. No comment. That's all I'm going to say. No comment on that.
Not just with America, but with a bold, strong America with clear leadership. The courage to go get Maduro in the most dangerous, most heavily guarded house, inside the most heavily guarded fort, inside the most heavily guarded town in their capital city in the middle of the night, and change the entire dynamic of that country and that region. And the world saw what the American military was capable to do, but that doesn't happen unless the commander-in-chief says you're authorized to do it, and will take the handcuffs off when you do it to ensure that Americans come home.
He's not going to join the Discord, Scotty. He has Trump derangement. I've seen him all over YouTube. All day, every day. He just cries about how bad Trump is on his phone. Type, 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 type. Trump is so bad. Trump is so bad. Type, 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 type. All day, every day. It doesn't even have to be on my stream. It's on someone else's stream. People like that are miserable. There is no way you can hate on someone all day and be a happy person. That's not possible. That's why I know most Democrats are miserable.
The courage to undertake epic fury and this Iranian regime and ensure they never have a nuclear weapon, which remains your commitment. And frankly, the courage to negotiate with people that have shown no willingness to do so honestly, with incredible negotiators who are the best in the world, and give them every opportunity to do it, give those things up peacefully. All of that takes guts. But that comes on the backs of the change in the spirit of our department. You talk about spirit all the time, and you're right to do so.
But we are going to restart the stream at the 1 hour mark. That way we can, reboot it. Hopefully we can get some people in here.
So when you rip out DEI, when you rip out social engineering and social justice, and you put in merit, and then you untie the hands of commanders to be commanders, to enforce discipline and accountability, to get back to basics, then you get historic reenlistment inside our ranks. Our best people, Mr. President, are staying because they want to be in that kind of department. And then historic recruitment record amongst young Americans. Every month, our department breaks records. And when did that trend line start? On Election Day, 2024, when the American people said, I want to serve under this president. And that new name, the Department of War, has become the ethos, the warrior ethos of our department. Again, spirit. And I will note, the flyovers will indeed continue until morale improves. But that's all.
I don't even know what the hell he said that was so funny, to be honest with you.
Also spirit.
We got another 2 minutes on the stream, and then we're going to take a quick break, and we are going to refresh the live stream so we can get some more people in here. So if you guys have any final questions, comments, super chats, whatever you want to say, drop them. Join the Discord if you want to debate. I doubt 99% of you just want to spew your bullshit online without ever having to have any real confrontation or questioning of your own ideas. That's why Democrats do not like to debate. They hate to have their beliefs and ideas questioned by others because they're not real strong beliefs with a foundation of principle and ethics. That's why.
Raids, 250, flyovers, the American people seeing and feeling their military in ways they have not in the past. That's spirit. And then finally, Mr. President, a generational investment. You rebuilt the military in your first term. You've spent in your first year $1 trillion, and now we are committed in working with Congress to get $1.5 trillion. But this is not the same way we funded our department in the past. This is a businessman in charge. This is a deputy secretary of our department who's in charge.
Oh, more crybaby Democrats. You scared to debate? Come join the Discord.
Turnaround guy, just like the president is, saying
Come join the Discord.
We will not fund the department the way we have in the past. In fact, so far, $75 billion in private investment from defense companies who are now investing in new plants, new equipment, new assembly lines to build the munitions of the future faster than ever possible. That's saving taxpayer dollars because the companies themselves are investing. That would never, the arsenal of freedom would never happen without you. So just like, we use a lot of.
All right, boys, we're going to cut it right here, but make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We will be back in a few minutes here. We'll probably play the rest of it. If not, we'll debate or just, talk to y'all. I don't know. We'll see. Adios, though.